Oh my God. What a weekend, mate. I'm telling you, this is probably the last time, I'm telling myself, the last time I actually do lates on a Saturday, or as late as I did. My goodness, when it comes to hygiene, this weekend has been absolutely mad. Listen, I've just picked up, or just dropped off a couple from, I'm not going to say where they've come from, or where he or she have just come from. But when I say humdinger, my goodness, mate, her breath was hot like the sun. Oh no, I'm not even gonna say her. Their breath was hot, hot. And at first, they had clearly been drinking alcohol. All right, they just got off a plane, drunk as fuck. Just got off the plane, got in my car, and I thought, fuck me, we're together for an hour, 1 hour. And I thought this week has been mental by way of hygiene. Jesus Christ. And then she went on to say that she's been awake for 17 hours. And I think she said she's been on the plane for about 12 hours. And when I say she, I'm going to say they. I'm unsure whether he was actually on the flight with her or whether he actually just went to the airport. But Jesus Christ. I had some friends text me at the same time. Usually I go back and forth with friends, obviously, when I've stopped driving and stuff like that. But I saw them messaging in a group, and I was gonna say to them, if I could bottle up this smell or pass this smell through the phone, you would run a bath or get some toothpaste and a toothbrush for them to use, because it is stinking. In fact, you know what? We got to sort this out, man. I need the dollar. Can you believe it? I've picked them up from Central London, and they began making out in the back. I'm talking about this like an old couple. I felt fucking so stupid. Big 34, no, you little 34-year-old boy, dropping this couple off, 50, 60 years of age, making out in the back. But anyway, long story short, he lost his card, and the woman said, if I find the card, well, highly likely I'm going to find the card if they've had a look in the back anyway. But she goes, if I find the card, if I can return it, X, Y, Z, so on and so forth. I said, cool, no worries, I'll do that. Obviously, at 10 o'clock at night, so a few hours later, I've looked at the back and she's left bottles of wine and stuff like that. She's taking a fucking piss. And you want me to respond with kindness by letting you know I found this person's card or found this and that and the third, but you want to leave bottles and empty plastic cups in the back of my car. Tell you what, man, some people are just filthy, man. Anyway, I'm out. I need the dollar. If you've not gone to God before and said, what's all this about before? What's all this about? Are you really grinding? Or are you really working hard enough? Or are you working so smart that you don't feel those type of pressures? It's mad out here, man. Anyway, I'm about to start a shift. It's 10 to 8. God knows how long I'll be out here. I planned on being on the road at 5 o'clock. It's now 8 o'clock. So that means I've got a long night ahead of me. Got me some Pringles, got me some rice and some food in the car. So let's see if we can pattern this up, man. We need to get this money out. I need the dollar. So I've picked this guy up, and I always say this to my friends: if you're getting in the front, you better contribute to some good conversation, some banter, or what have you. So he puts his stuff in the back and jumps in the front. Cool, no worries. You want to sit in the front? No worries, but please do contribute. All right, that's what I'm thinking. All right, so straight away, he jumps in the front. He's on the phone, not a problem. I lower the radio. Because obviously he's on the phone, so obviously you want to be respectful. This dude, that's another thing. If you get in the car, don't be touching nothing. All right, it's not your car. Don't touch nothing. All right, so without no warning whatsoever, this dude I see his hands fiddling or moving, as in he's trying to work something out. I'm thinking, what's this dude trying to work out? So he basically turns the radio off and changes the station. I'm thinking in my head, I didn't say nothing, but I'm thinking, what is this dude up to? So he turns the radio, changes the dial, and essentially just turns the radio off. Continues the conversation, boom, 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 so on and so forth. Another thing. This time he's looking for the air conditioning. All right, so he turns it all the way up. Kind of in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, cool. I'm kind of cold anyway. Minutes later, when he gets off the phone, he goes, it's really hot today, isn't it? So I'm thinking, so why would you turn the air conditioning up for? Oh, that's what I'm thinking. But I'm thinking, no worries. It's not really a big deal anyway. I'm happy with where the air condition, kind of happy where the air condition is. Then I said, so I asked him, what are you trying to do? And he goes, I'm trying to turn the aircon on, like as in cold air. Listen, guys, it's November the 2nd today. It's not warm outside. It's cold. Point being, if you're going to be getting in a car, please contribute to the conversation, contribute to something, contribute to the journey. In the front, you need to contribute in some way, shape, or form. What I don't want is people just staring there, standing looking at me and just, I don't know, you often get some really weird people. As you know, we've got some really weird people in our city. So if you're going to be getting in the front, please contribute or don't be weird. You can do all that weird shit in the back because I can see you from the mirror. I need $1. I thought I'd just leave a very, very quick voice note in regards to today. Today's the 6th of the 7th, so it's the 6th of July 2019. I've noticed actually a difference in my behaviour actually. I began actually watching back some of the clips that I've taken in recent time in comparison to the ones that I watched from this time last year, because it's probably taken me a year to actually begin recording again since I lost my external hard drive last year, which had a lot of the clips. And I want to touch on obviously one or two nuances and things that have taken place over the past, dare I say, few weeks since I've been back in London. So I've noticed just in general that I've been probably a bit more moody, or my face has been a bit more tired, or have been a bit more tired. If I'm honest, that has definitely been the case, and it's probably been reflective in some of the type of journey. I'm still having very interesting journeys and conversations, but it's been very reflective. I've looked back at the clips and just seen my face and stuff like that. And it's something I did in particular today. Someone, I don't know, like with a very meeky posture, kind of was like, oh, hello, or something like that. And I was like, in my mind, I was like, just get it. In fact, I said it out loud, actually, and very surprisingly, I was like, just get the fuck in, man. I ain't got time for your shit. So, the moment I said that, I thought to myself, I've definitely changed in regards to my behavior in terms of just being, not moody, but just being a bit more tired. I need $1. Yeah, so like, I used to just bear those things in mind, man, as to like some of the conversations I'd have. So, women obviously getting in with like, yeah, just like I'd notice small little things. So like, I'd for example, like go have a trip or take a trip, a drop off, sorry, and a woman would ask me, oh, do you mind if you wait for me to get my door? So anyway, do you mind if I can wait for you to get my door? And there's a part of me that would think like that was, unnecessary is not the right word, but that was a bit mad, as to like, there was concern as to getting in your door at that time of night. And you know what I mean, I look over my shoulder every now and then. I've done nothing wrong to nobody, but every now and then I look over my shoulder as well at that time of night, if I hear something or anything of that nature. But like, with the frequency in which I was hearing things as to women and some of the precautions they take, I don't know, I found it a bit astonishing. I mean, there was loads of other bits and pieces as well. There was, I think this is probably a bit common now, where people put in their postcode and it will probably have the location but wouldn't actually have your door number, etc., etc. So like, to begin with, this wasn't something that I was really taking notice of, but the more and more I saw it, the more I kind of like noticed that it was more frequently women that were doing it, and obviously because they don't want people to have their address. And of course I can understand that, but I just thought the whole idea behind it, or why would someone would need to take those precautions, was a bit crazy. But like, yeah, like I'd have these conversations more and more and more, and the more I found out, like another one, and I'll probably end on this one, was a woman telling me, in fact, we were having these same conversations. No, what happened was she must have text home or something like that, like to say that she was in a cab and she was coming home. She went to say she did that frequently anyway, regardless of the situation. But she was saying, and please don't forget. She was saying, cool. She was saying she was out on a date. It's one of her examples. She was out on a date, and the guy said, like, do you want to have another drink? Because I'm having a good time. And she couldn't have that drink because she had to take into consideration that she had to get on public transport and go home. And with the time at the time, like, it was just, it wasn't dangerous, but it wasn't dangerous, but it was just, she had to take those precautions, you know what I mean? And I just, like, all those things together, like, I just, you know, it's mad, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, we all have issues, but like, to have to come out and take so much precautions would kind of like, it would kind of anger me in some way, actually, because obviously being a black male, I understand, obviously, there are issues, you know, and precautions you take when you go out. I need the dollar. You know, I was looking at, I never thought I'd age. You know, I never thought I'd age, but I was looking at a picture or running through photos or a film rather of me talking some nonsense but having a laugh, and I can really see. I mean, I've always said this anyway, that this thing has killed me, but I can see I've aged. I look at my beard, mad grey hairs. It is mad. Grey hairs. I can see in my face that I put on weight. I'm telling you, once this book is done, we're gonna smash this gym. I'm telling you, we're looking like Ronaldo with them abs. It's gonna be f***ing mad. I need the dollar. Oh man. Oh, so just very, very quickly, I've got a lot of things on my mind at this moment in time. I'm literally just on my way to, well, central London to begin another night shift. I woke up probably 3 hours late. I was supposed to wake up at 8 o'clock. I probably went to sleep about, I'm going to say 2 straight 3 p.m. I got home after a shift during the day. Didn't make as much money as I should have. But I thought come home and basically see if we can bang out a £200 shift in the evening into the early hours of the morning. I just put into perspective, my grandma, who's been with us for 15 years, is leaving tomorrow. So obviously I was aware of that. I wasn't too sure what time she was leaving, but I wanted to ensure that I was home in time obviously before she actually leaves, irrespective of whether I would have made any money or not, and just call it a day if that makes any sense, and just, well, look forward to the next shift. I've been thinking quite a few things obviously before I actually started this recording. I've completely forgot to press record, but was thinking a lot of things that were running through my mind as to either me working or just life in general. And this comes to, for me, this makes almost a very, very good ending for a book, or at least airing out my thoughts and opinions anyway. So just, again, adding context to what I just said. My grandma's been with us for 15 years, to which she came over to essentially look after my brother to begin with, as my mum went to work and stuff like that. But the thoughts that were in my mind, obviously, just before I left the house to begin my shift, were that her job is done, you know? Her job is done. And I don't want to say that she birthed any of my thoughts and my opinions and stuff like that, but in essence, her job is done, you know. And over the past, dare I say, 4 or 5 years, and this includes my father as well, who's at an age where he's now older, dare I say, and things obviously can happen in an instant. It might have been the reason, obviously, why I woke up late, actually, because these thoughts were reoccurring. I had a lot of family in the front room while I was sleeping. Obviously said my hellos obviously as I came in during the day, and as I was sleeping I could hear more and more people come in the front room and stuff like that, but I was sleeping. And the thoughts that were running through my mind were, or the thoughts that were running through my mind over the past 3-4 years, or for a long time, was, imagine if she doesn't get to make it to go back to Ghana, or even with my dad as well. My dad, for some strange reason, doesn't want to go back to Ghana anyway, but my thoughts were, imagine if this is his last night. Imagine this, imagine this, imagine this, imagine this. There was something poignant, obviously, with the thoughts I was having to, obviously, what I want to say. I'm not too sure what it is at this moment in time, but I will continue speaking anyway. Hopefully it will spark some type of thought at some point in time. So I think about these things all the time, and then I think about the hard work I put in. The hard work I put in. And I ask myself for what? And obviously there's days where I'm very, very gracious. Yeah, very gracious, but I have a lot of gratitude as to what I have and stuff like that. But there's times when I look back and I think to myself, life's been cruel. But at the same time, I'm the type of person where I don't think my beginnings, I'm gonna say the word beginnings, have been any different from anybody else. I believe a lot of people go through a lot of hard stuff as well. Some more than others. But it's the case of how people choose to respond to them. Of course, I use it as fuel. Do I talk up the things? I'm not too sure. It maybe in my mind maybe a little bit more, but I don't think my struggles are any different from anybody else's. I've got friends who have been through shit as well, but I don't talk up mine more than anybody else. What I would say I talk up is my drive and motivation due to my starting point. It may come across as harder than anybody else's, but I'm gonna say all that to say this: listen, get up with your fucking fat ass and get to fucking work. There's no reason why you shouldn't be getting up and getting yours. I saw a message today. I think it was via Instagram, but it was via Alex Manzi, I'm gonna say his name was, and I actually believe I forgot what the message is. Verbatim that is. But it was essentially, if you're looking for any drive and any motivation, just get up and go look in the mirror. And in fact, I'm actually going to look for that message right now. Just hurry up and turn on the phone. So just very quickly, I'm going to find it, and then hopefully I'll end that message then. Is that boy? Jesus. So opening picture on my Instagram. Spicy, boy. Let me see if I can find this message. This message was very... In fact, it's the last message I saw before I went to bed. Come on, what's this? Yeah, there it is. Let me see. What does it say? Christmas lights up already. It said, if you're searching for one person that will change your life, look in the mirror. Take ownership. Listen, that's the one thing I do all the time. I take ownership for my work. I take ownership for everything. So despite all the hardship, I'm going to say I know and believe I've been through. I take ownership. If shit's gone wrong, I've got to take responsibility. People need to start waking the fuck up and look in the mirror and take ownership. Don't blame them. In fact, no, you can blame people. There's nothing wrong with that. Blame all the people you want, because there are people to blame for the way society is. But ultimately, you've got to take responsibility and take ownership. I want to move to Barcelona. There's many, many reasons I want to move to Barcelona. I need to kickstart my life back up. And that's one of the reasons why I'm going to Barcelona. That hopefully will do a whole load of things. I need $1.
I felt compelled to do this because yesterday I pulled over on the side of the road. I'm not really going to say the date. In fact, no, I'll say the date. Today's the 8th, so yesterday was the 7th. I pulled over the side of the road and I was really, really annoyed as to some of the things that I've been experiencing and whilst I've been driving. And I've been thinking about the book that I've been writing, or that's been written, or that is out. And I thought to myself, I'm not sure the narrative that's been painted. Everything in there is true, but I'm unsure on the narrative as to whether it's come across negative, whether it's come across positive. And it might be a case I might need to read over it. But I felt it's really, really important that I actually do a note or a post or however it may come across, saying how such an amazing experience it actually has been. As to, yes, there's been a few bad things and a few challenging times, but like the people I've encountered have been nothing short of inspirational, but at the same time funny, like stupid funny. Like, so I had someone with me yesterday actually who was mad funny. I've had a great time, and although there are some parts I'd rather would have skipped out, but I think it's been memorable, but at the same time, it's been an experience that I've needed to go through, to make me a stronger person or to understand another part of life or another part of, working in or being there and being an everyday man, I just wanted to make sure I put that out there. Like, it's been a phenomenal experience, and the good has outweighed the bad, but it's an experience that I felt has had to come to an end, which is probably culminated in the book, if I'm honest, which I'm quite glad has come to an end by way of it coming out, but at the same time the experience, because I think over the past 6 to 12 months, but I'm going to say 6 months, has been something that I haven't quite enjoyed, and I get into the car quite depressed, and I get out of the car in some case more often than not depressed as well. Let me not continue. It's been phenomenal, but I'm glad it's over.